The United States is creeping toward another sad milestone in the coronavirus pandemic, 600,000 dead. But as in most tragedies, there are stories of hope and inspiration. And today we want you to meet a young woman whose gift of digital art is touching lives all over the nation. Everyone, please meet Hannah Ernst. Hello, Hannah. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. You are the 16-year-old artist behind the Faces of COVID communities on Instagram and Facebook. Hannah, I want to start by passing along our condolences because we understand the inspiration behind the art is the passing of your own grandfather last August due to COVID-19. What can you tell DBL Nation about him, and why is his passing, why did it motivate you to do this?
So my grandpa was just amazing. He was everything that you would wish a grandpa to be. I mean, no matter what I was doing, he was my #1 supporter, and losing him the way I did just really enforced the fact that I needed to do something to make sure that everyone else who was going through the same thing I was got some sort of healing.
What was he like? Was he an outdoorsy guy? Was he an indoorsy guy?
So he was artistic through and through.
Yeah.
I mean, he grew up in Brooklyn, and so he was constantly going to art museums. And I am fortunate enough to say that he did instill the city, or the love for the city, as well as art into me too.
I love that. Now, at this point, Hannah, you've created more than 1,400 memorials for families. Amazing. What are the families telling you about what these mean to them as they grieve? What are the messages that you're receiving back?
I mean, it's amazing. Families are so grateful because I think, unfortunately, the lives lost to this pandemic are erased in a sense just because they're looked at as statistics. And so when their person is individualized from the ever-rising death toll, I think it really just gives them a sense of validation that their loved one isn't forgotten and they're remembered.
Yeah, I do know what you mean about humanizing that number because it's almost so big you can't even comprehend that. So I know what you're meaning. It's devastating that the pandemic in the United States has taken so many lives, but it's also divided, right? So many Americans with disagreements over restrictions, the masks and all that. What do you want people to know about COVID-19, Hannah?
I want people to know COVID-19 doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter what ethnicity, race, what political side you're on. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter what age. I know there's a lot of stereotypes to which it's only the underlying condition folk or people that are elderly that pass away. I've done children, I've done young adults, I've done people on either side of the aisle, I've done everybody. And I think that really needs to be reinforced because COVID does not care who you are. It just takes.
The portraits you've made, that no doubt they're shared on social media, but families can now also memorialize their loved ones on their clothing, stickers, even on face masks. Talk to me about that. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Well, thank you. I wish I could take credit for it. Actually, a daughter of someone I was able to memorialize, she came to me and she's like, look, I'm a college student and I really would love to be able to get a sticker of my dad. But, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it myself because this is your artwork. Is there any way I can get it from you? So I was introduced to Redbubble, which is a third-party website that basically allows me to upload the forward. Yeah, and it's incredible because all of these people are able to get masks. They're able to remember them with pillows. It's amazing.
That's so wonderful. I'm an art history major, so mixing art with grieving and psychology is just so up my alley. Hannah, we're so sure that your grandfather is proud of you and the help you're giving families through the grieving process. We thank you for sharing your time with DBL. Now listen, everybody, you can find Faces of COVID on Instagram and Facebook. The Faces of COVID Memorial Store is on Redbubble, like we said, redbubble.com. I think you're wonderful, and I think you're more mature than any 16-year-old I've ever met. Congratulations. Continue doing what you're doing and giving hope and giving something tangible to a lot of people where it's just up in the air. So thank you, Hannah. We really appreciate it. We'll be right back.